Relaks Radio. It talks about me and you. It's time for a show on Relaks Radio. It talks about me and you. So listen to us, 24 hours, and let the happiness come to you on Relaks Radio. Tune in to Relaks Radio.
Relaks Radio.
So yes, welcome guys, welcome. I just feel kind of like I've got a lot of energy at the moment, so I just feel like I want to get straight into it today. So jump on, girl, and let them know who you are once more.
Hello, Be Wildflower Child here.
Yeah, exactly. We got Be Wild up in the studio. I hope you guys are excited. I definitely am. And so, guys, we are basically continuing our celebrating Black History Month. And today's title of the show is The Isms: Racism, Colorism, Featureism, and Texturism. So, yeah, it's a mouthful. Yeah, exactly. There's some other, kind of isms, that we could mention, but we thought we just keep it, PG. You get me?
Existentialism. Like, I love isms.
Yeah, exactly. We love the isms and the schisms sometimes. You see what I'm saying? So I hope you guys are feeling the energy. So where are we going to start with this? As I said, it's a loaded title, and I feel like a lot of people are familiar with racism. More people may be familiar with the word colorism, not as much as racism. But then when we get into featureism and texturism, I think that's where people may not have heard those terms before. And I do like to give credit where credit is due. So I first heard this term from a lady called Jaze L, and I love them terms. I was just like bang on, so I was like, no, they have to go into the title. But so just off the bat, like colorism, let's start there. Like, what are your views on colorism? How has it affected your life or your personal experiences with it, and how do you feel about it, basically?
So on colorism, I wasn't aware to say consciously until somebody mentioned it at work.
Okay.
And this is in my maybe mid-20s.
Okay, yeah.
So my friend had said to me, like, speaking on colorism, because she is from Somalia, and then like growing up being African, but like on the topic of racism as well, like how it intertwines with each other.
Definitely.
And she said like how black girls during school times were the ones that told her she wasn't black. And because for some reason there's these stigmas and stereotypes attached to Somalians.
Yeah.
So then it's like another segregation within brown skin communities. I say brown skin, I don't say black, for my own reasonings. Yeah. But like with brown skins, but then you have someone else who is also brown skin saying that, no, you're not like one of us. Yeah. So then, but luckily she had her family, her parents, to always remind her that yes, you are. Yeah. Like, you're part of this. Like, so don't listen to them silly girls. We don't know what or why they're targeting you. And then obviously there's stuff like her hair's different textures. Yeah. Your hair's a different texture. How can you be black, you know, and you have hair like that? But then it always comes into like, even going back to colorism, then that same girl had mentioned to me, like, do you know that certain compliments that you got growing up was due to the fact that you was light skin, and they thought that you was mixed race. And I was like, do you know what? Going like through college as well, I remember at the end of a 3-year course or 2 years, that one girl was like, oh, I didn't even know you was black. I thought you was mixed race the whole time. It was just like, oh, because it was like, oh, so like, what does your mum and dad look like? And I was like, oh yeah, like my dad's about my colour. And so is my mum, but she's a bit like more darker. And I was like, oh, like I thought you was like mixed race. Like, so which one is white? I remember, and then it's like they didn't believe me. It's like none of them.
Oh,
and then it was like, no, for real, like, B. And I was like, no, like,
yeah.
Like,
oh wow.
You tell me then if you don't believe me. You tell me which parent is white. Like, I literally switched it on them, and they was like, like,
right.
So in the sense, and that kind of comment, like, I had to take it in and digest it, because at the same time, it's the first time I'm hearing of colorism, and it's been pinpointed on me personally as like, oh, but most of the compliments you got. So I'm like, oh, so what? Like, thinking back on, you know, when people was like, oh, you're so pretty, like, great. So then it's starting to go internal, and I'm thinking of like past relationships, and I was just like, wow, this is actually major. But then looking around, I've been brought up in a family where I'm the lightest, so in the same sense, I'm the odd one. Do you get it? But I'm not treated any different. My family has showed me that growing up, like, there's no comparison in treatment on the shade of your skin.
Like, you mean between like you and your brothers and sisters?
And even like outside, to be honest, like everyone is welcomed in. Obviously you have them when you're growing up, but there is comments like, to be honest, don't bring back no trampy white, no. But you know, in the end, whoever comes back to the house, because we've chosen them and they know our hearts is good and our intentions with people are good, we're going to be bringing back someone good, hopefully, you know,
exactly.
unless someone got through the cracks, that is a bit nutty, as they do. But
sometimes well, most of the time, you know, them situation, your intuition be sending some signals in it, but sometimes you don't listen.
The ones that come home anyway are the ones that are like, you know, dead serious, and it's like the chosen ones. And it doesn't matter what colour they are, and that's the way that we've been brought up. It doesn't matter on the shade, and unfortunately in some countries bleaching occurs because the lighter you are, you're known as being beautiful or whatever.
Definitely.
It's not something I agree with, to be honest. Shouldn't matter what shade.
You brought up so many points that I need to jump on. Firstly, about this point about your Somalian friends. Definitely, I found that with Somalian and people from Eritrea, that because they have that kind of complexion, and they have been, you know, seen as not a part of like being black. Do you see what I'm saying? Because they have that different tone of complexion. So I think that's a really interesting point as well. But that's basically what it is. It's about, you know, prejudice within, as you said, the black, brown skin communities. Do you see what I'm saying? And for me as well, you know, as a black female, as a brown skin female, colorism was definitely something that I experienced growing up. I think that it becomes, in certain ways, less prominent as you become older. And you kind of start to... Sorry about that, guys. Apologies there. My mum's trying to get through to me. She's probably really enjoying the show. But I think that it's something that, as I said, that came up when I was growing up. And basically, as I said, as a brown skin black female, it was, especially as when I was younger, it was like, well, the light skinned girls are the pretty girls. Do you see what I mean? Like, brown skin wasn't in at that time. In fact, it seemed like being light skinned was very in when I was younger. And obviously, so if you're not a lighter hue, you wasn't seen as being pretty. Do you see what I'm saying? And I definitely think that's something that had a psychological effect on me as I grew up. But as I said, as I became older and you kind of start to grow more into yourself and become more comfortable, and don't get it twisted, it's not 100%. Do you see what I'm saying? It's definitely not 100%. And it's just one of those things that you start to appreciate yourself more, do you see, regardless of other people's opinions. So as I said, it was something that, you know, as I said, that I just addressed internally. But and the thing is, you know, particularly with like dating as well, you know, I've heard quite a few guys, not, numerous amounts, but throughout my lifetime, there have been a few guys, especially, and they've been, do you know dark-skinned guys, dark-skinned black men who will say, I don't date women my own complexion. Do you see what I'm saying? I will only date light-skinned girls. And for me, it was such a reflection of self-hatred.
Yes.
Do you see what I'm saying?
It is.
Because exactly, if you look in the mirror and you can't see the beauty in yourself, and you can look at another sister who's the same complexion as yourself and think, no, I wouldn't go for a female. That was my own complexion. To me, that is just, it just signifies that you don't truly love yourself. Do you see what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with preferences. I think preferences are different to prejudice. Do you see what I'm saying? There's a difference between the two. Of course, there can be, certain features or certain types of people that you may say, oh, I'm really attracted to those types of people, but it's not to the exclusion of others. Whereas in, as a black woman, I can say, yeah, most of the time I would usually date black men. However, I can see beauty in all races of people. Do you see what I'm saying? I can see someone from another race and think, oh, that person's attractive, male or female. And it's not like just because I'm a black female and that's the type of men or people that I would usually date, that I can't appreciate beauty in other races or other types of people. So as I said, I think it's a lot to do with self-hatred. I think there is really no way of separating the fact that there is it stems still from this Europeanized ideal of beauty and white supremacy, that the lighter that you are, the more attractive you're seen to be. I think that it clearly all links with each other. And everyone has their different views about what happened historically when it comes to slavery and what actually happened and X, Y, and Z. But just as a group of people, the black community, that they've gone through a lot of psychological and mental traumas, which I still think are apparent within the community today.
That's spiritual warfare.
Definitely.
Spiritual warfare that filters through the mental, physical, every kind of aspect in that state.
Yeah, definitely. As I said, there's so much to be said on this topic, and I thought it was a very good point that you made about being a black woman, but a lighter hued black woman, and people questioning and basically challenging the fact that you are, a fully black woman. Do you see what I'm saying?
I've had aspects like that,
that you're not mixed. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's true, isn't it? There was a challenge, not people don't believe me, and it's like, until I don't know, that question came up with, well, you tell me then.
Yeah, exactly.
If you don't believe me, why would I lie about that?
Yeah, totally.
But then I guess it was because I had relaxed my hair.
You had
changed the texture of my hair.
Yeah.
So why is that as well? Where's that stemming from? Why is it that my mother thought that maybe I had to have my hair texturized, relaxed with chemicals that burn your skin when it's left on for too long to make it look straight? Yeah. When you have nice hair already and you don't need no relaxer.
Oh my God. Black women and hair. I even touched on this on the last show, but that's where we're gonna pick things up when we come back just after this break, so make sure you don't go anywhere, guys.
Relaks Radio. আপনি হয়তোবা জানেন না যে রেডিও অ্যাডভার্টাইজমেন্ট ইজ 4 times more powerful than any other media. রিল্যাক্স রেডিওতে যদি অ্যাডভার্টাইজ করতে চান তাহলে আমাদেরকে আজই যোগাযোগ করুন on 020-7474-9292. আমাদের সাথে অ্যাডভার্টাইজ করুন from £99 a month. Increase your business by advertising on Relax Radio.
It's time for a show on Relax Radio. It talks about me and you. It's time for a show on Relax Radio. It talks about me and you. So listen to us, 24 hours, and let the happiness come to you on Relax Radio. Tune in to Relax Radio.
It has been too long. No one has taken the initiative to know who you are and what you do. Well, Relax proudly presents Relax Media to unite and expose all media-related personalities under one umbrella. If you are an artist or maybe you're looking for one, look no further. Log on to www.relaxmedia.com. RELAKS media.com. In return, you get a free webpage and exposure to wider fan appreciation and contacts. Also, optional personal manager. Don't delay.
Relax Radio. Welcome back, guys, to part 2. So we said we was going to be talking about black women and their hair.
Oh yes.
You know, this one I speak about with my friends quite regularly because a black woman's hair can be, you know, quite a sensitive topic. And as I said, it's been quite politicized over, you know, the decades and, you know, the centuries. And what you were saying about, you know, on one hand I see it as, you know, you can see it on the level of, at the end of the day, you're an individual and you have the right to express yourself and wear your hair however you want to wear your hair.
Of course.
Do you see? But then on deeper levels, it's then, well, if you do choose to go for hair that resembles more European textures or European styles, well, why is it that you believe that to be what is beautiful? Why is that seen as the standard of beauty? And that's where that those deeper levels come into it.
Because, like, what is European hair? Because everyone has different textures. But I guess it, like, you have to use something, like, say, what do you call them? Straighteners.
Yeah.
In order to get your hair straight. And then it's, like, silky. You know, everyone has that different... What do you call it again? Like 3B, 3A, all of those different texture types. Yeah. So then obviously when you straighten it from like say curly to straight, then it's going to feel different, maybe depending on the products as well that you put in.
Of course.
But like, I feel like there's no set like hair type for any shade, color, whoever.
Yeah.
Like,
I know exactly what you're talking about. But it's like what you said about, you know, people from say Somalia or Eritrea. As you said, you know, they usually have different textured hair to like, you know, standard black kinky hair. Do you see what I mean? And so, you know, I've seen some of them, if they straighten their hair, they would have dead straight hair. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's natural. That's not something that they've done. Do you see what I'm saying? Or put any kind of chemical on it to make it like that besides heat. Do you see what I'm saying? And, you know, I've definitely heard of, you know, people from different parts of Africa or, you know, certain black people just naturally being born with straight hair. Do you see what I mean? Like, of course, the majority of black people that we see, as I said, usually have kinky hair. But there are some people in other parts of the world is that's how they're born. They're naturally born with like straighter hair or something like that. And they're fully, you know, black or whatever. So as I said, I think it's, misconceptions
Definitely.
and things like that.
There's white people out there that have afros.
Yeah, exactly. They have a more, coarser textured hair, isn't it? Exactly. Or, some white people, European, will have locks, as you do, sis.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. And in fact, that's what I actually like to call locks. I just call them locks.
Yes, same. Yeah. Anytime anyone says dreadlocks, I'm like, locks.
Yeah, exactly.
Take away the dread etymology again. Where did it come from?
Right.
You be careful with your words.
Completely.
Even say phrases as well. Oh, you got the good hair. What do you mean, the good hair? No. Just no.
Explain yourself.
Yeah, like, what is the good hair? What makes hair good?
Oh my gosh. Well, exactly. Well, the connotations of that is straight hair. Do you see what I'm saying? That's what they mean when you say good hair or long hair. Do you see what I'm saying? These are the connotations that are associated with this phrase of good hair. And in fact, it reminds me of India Arie song, I Am Not My Hair. And guys, I've done a live titled I Am Not My Hair before, right? So I would, suggest that if you guys have time, go and check it out. But in it, she says the lyric of good hair means curls and waves, bad hair means you look like a slave. That's what she says in the song. She's but India Arie, she's a lot as an artist.
Yes.
You know what I mean? She's a lot as an artist.
Her songs, her lyrics, her vibe,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like India Arie is a really, quite a conscious artist. Do you see what I'm saying? Of the artists which are out there and are actually commercial. So basically, she kind of sums it up in that sentence. Do you see what I'm saying? What's meant by good hair? And as I said, it can lead to a lot of self-hatred in black women. Do you see what I'm saying? As not being seen to fit into this standard of beauty. And
even saying it.
Huh?
I'm like, even saying it, that's a standard. Like, really?
Yeah.
Like, really, out of all these billions of people in this world,
that's what I'm saying.
You just choose a certain set type.
Yeah.
Like, and we literally all fit into all of those boxes anyway, so it doesn't make sense.
Completely. But the thing is, boxes just don't make sense. Do you know?
True.
The thing is, ultimately, when we judge others, we are really judging ourselves, because by setting up rules and limitations on how others should be, you are only setting up rules and limitations on how you should be. So by putting other people in the box, you are really putting yourself inside a box as well. Do you see what I'm saying? And judgment is really a reflection of who you are and not a reflection of who the other person is. So you
projections.
See, completely. And and just going back to this point about locks as well, as you said, like the etymology of the word dread, it just doesn't sit comfortably with me, because I'm just like, what's dread about it? Do you see what I'm saying?
Something to fear and to be scared of.
Yeah.
To turn people away from. Even the stigmas attached. Oh, your hair's gonna smell. And these are things that people were saying as well when I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to get locks.
Yeah.
Like, in the motion, I'm progressing. Like, I'm getting my mind ready. Like, you know, oh, no, your hair's going to smell. Why would you do that? Ugh. Like, all the scrunch up faces. Yeah. I'm like, I'm going to do it. And no, my hair's not going to smell. And in fact, I didn't wash my hair for a year and you've been touching my hair all the time. Does it smell? No. Exactly. I didn't wash my hair for a year and a half.
Did you find it really grew?
Yeah, it grew. I had an afro then.
Yeah.
And like people were like touching my hair. Yes, I had the questions of, can I touch your hair? Yeah. Like, but in the end, I was just like, they are exploring like children.
Yeah.
Why is it that when adults ask these questions, you're ready to like be like, oh, it's because of, Yeah. Oh, because I'm black, they're asking to touch my hair. At the same time, okay, I get it on that side, but I also have the understanding that people are curious.
Yeah.
So I just accepted it.
Yeah.
And I would let people. But obviously these are people that I knew as well. And I'm very sociable anyway, so I can't lie. Like, But I've been told, obviously, be careful because some could have bad intentions and
their energies
touching your hair.
Yeah.
That's your antennas.
Yeah, oh, trust
connected.
Me. Yeah,
you know, deep within. So
exactly to the cosmos. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that.
Be careful who's you're letting.
Yeah, totally. Oh my gosh, when we speak about hair, like as I said, there's so many things that I wanna jump onto right now. Like, you know, even stories like, I'm just gonna throw it out, Goldilocks.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what that reminds other people of, but it reminds me of locks. You see what I'm saying? And was it Rapunzel who climbs up the hair? Was it
Rapunzel?
Was it Rapunzel?
Yeah.
You know, you need some strong hair to climb up someone's hair. Do you see what I'm saying? And locks is a very strong, type of hair. So I'm just throwing it out there. Do you see what I'm saying? But perceptions and things of that nature. And, you know, the thing is, with especially when it comes to black females and their hair, and with black men, you know, I've mentioned this to some of my boys and some of, you know, my close guy friends and things like that. I've had this discussion over the years. And sometimes I do hear black men say, you know, oh, you know, I love black women who wear their natural hair and things like that. But when you see who they're dating, it doesn't match. And I think that's a reason why, because, you know, black women, although they hear men speak with their words, they see their actions.
Which are not.
Exactly. They don't match up. There's a, you know, disparity between them. Then it's not congruent. So it's like, right, even though you're saying you wish that I rocked my natural hair more, when I look at your mating choices and your dating choices, you're not choosing women who you say that you actually like.
So there.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Again.
And
then even in themselves, like, check yourself, please. Have you got your natural hair like you're saying, or are you cutting it to a level 1 or whatever levels there are? Yeah. Are you doing a fade? Because that's also coming from a European hairstyle. If you look back at the history of styling, shaving your head came from when they took, reading and researching. This is what I read. And when they especially took the like slaves and stuff, cutting their hair was a way of cutting off their antennas, the receptors to obviously their gods, and you know, of course, the connection to the spiritual realm. And then giving them a European hairstyle, just like taking away language and replacing it with a European language. The vibrations of languages, if they're not from your frequency, that's another rattle. Do you get what I mean? You're already off. You're speaking a language that's not made for your tongue. Yeah. To say.
Completely. I'm completely.
Even though we're, universal. And I always have the other side, innit? Even though we're universal beings, we're able to speak many different languages. Yes. But maybe it's the intention again behind, just like the way animals are killed. The intention changes the vibration by killing. Anyway, just. I'm going off. Well, that's what
this topic is about. And I was going to say, for those out there who are familiar with the story of Samson in the Bible, the biblical story of Samson. But, you know, remember, it was the story that Samson's hair was his strength, right? And he was tempted. They sent in a, what do they call those? Call those women. It's not a honey catcher, something like that. But it's those women that are sent out to seduce men. Okay. Do you see what I'm saying?
That's called feminine toxicity.
They got another word for it as well, but I can't remember right now. I might try to look it up on this break as well that we're going to go on to shortly. But basically, his strength was his hair, you see. And the woman tempted, I believe it was Delilah and Samson, that was her name. And she tempted him to cut his hair, his power, his crown. And because of that, he lost all of his strength. You see what I'm saying? So it's just that story of staying true to what you know is good for you. Do you see what I'm saying? Because there's going to be many different beings that come into your life with it could be opinions, perceptions of who they believe you to be. Do you see what I'm saying? And being able to stand in your truth no matter what your fleshly desires may be. And I think that's something that can be difficult for all of us as beings here, you know, taking this journey on this planet at this time. So yeah, guys, last break, by the way, guys, I had to go speak to my mum. I'll just tell you guys that quickly. She's one of those, she's an early sleeper, and if you catch her after about 8, you might not catch her at all. If you call her after 8, you might not catch her at all. So hence, you know, as I said, she gave me that little call whilst we was on the live, had to return to call to mum there. So yeah, all you guys out there, I recommend staying in close contact with mums because we do love them. But we're going to jump on to our second break, and then we are going to be back for part 3 in about 2.
Relax Radio.
আপনি হয়তোবা জানেন না যে রেডিও অ্যাডভার্টাইজমেন্ট ইজ 4 times more powerful than any other media. রিল্যাক্স রেডিওতে যদি অ্যাডভার্টাইজ করতে চান তাহলে আমাদেরকে আজই যোগাযোগ করুন on 02074749292. আমাদের সাথে অ্যাডভার্টাইজ করুন from £99 a month. Increase your business by advertising on Relax Radio.
It's time for a show on Relax Radio. It talks about me and you. It's time for a show on Relax Radio. It talks about me and you. So listen to us, 24 hours, and let the happiness come to you on Relax Radio. Tune in to Relax Radio.
It has been too long. No one has taken the initiative to know who you are and what you do. Well, Relax proudly presents Relax Media to unite and expose all media-related personalities under one umbrella. If you are an artist or maybe you're looking for one, look no further. Log on to www.relaxmedia.com. RELAKS media.com. In return, you get a free webpage and exposure to wider fan appreciation and contacts. Also, optional personal manager. Don't delay.
Relax Radio.
So we back, guys. Yeah, we're back like the electric bill.
Hey.
I like saying that one. Shout out to Lil Wayne. So yeah, where were we? Yeah, where were we just for the break?
I'm still stuck on this word colonialism.
Yeah, so another ism came up during the break, and colonialism, which kind of fits in with this ism series. And yeah, do you want to break some of that down for the listeners?
Okay, colonialism. Colonialism is the policy of a country seeking to extend or retain its authority over other people or territories. Over other people or territories, to repeat.
Yes.
Generally, the aim of economic dominance.
Yes. Well, yeah, we know that.
Again,
yeah.
Wait. ... Impose their religion, language, economics, and other cultural practices on indigenous people.
Well. And that word indigenous there is quite key.
Indigenous meaning the people who
original
from the land.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. So it kind of, it touches on what you said about, different hairstyles, being forced to have certain hairstyles and other
breaking, innit?
Yeah, being forced to accept a different religion.
Forced to speak a language.
Yeah, completely. And of course, colonialism, I know it refers to, like, as you said, on a wide scale, usually countries or,
nations.
Yeah, exactly. However, you can also see it on a smaller scale within society because, as above, so below. Do you see what I'm saying? And things that happen on the macro also happen on the micro. And it can be you going into a certain setting. It doesn't matter where it could be a school. Do you see what I'm saying? And you come in as an individual and, having your own sense of style and maybe way of thinking. And that institution, colonizing you to conform to their way of seeing things. Do you see what I'm saying?
Just like wearing masks and not wearing masks.
Right. Oh,
sorry.
Oh, did I just say that?
Oh yeah, that came out my heart. Like I just felt a little opening there for that girl.
No, open that heart chakra right up.
It's
exactly.
been buzzing off.
Yes,
like,
this. What can we say?
I've been vomiting all day. I've been vomiting that good stuff.
So I don't even know where to go with this mask situation. But it definitely sounds like some people are getting colonized. Definitely.
Break the way you think and be like us. Oh my gosh, I saw a picture saying with like photos of if you're wearing a mask, then like you care or something. If you're not, you don't care. If you've got it on your nose, you think you're better than others. Yeah. And then if you've got it under your chin, like some pop anyway. Like I was like, is that how they put in that to advertise? So you remember that goes into our subconscious as well. Even if we're not looking and we're just walking past. Yeah. And like people are going to be reading this and literally thinking that about you amongst 1,000 other things that are triggering them to be fearful in the first place. Oh. Because their life is at risk and they're due a fine if they don't follow these rules set by people who are just have opinions like we do. Yeah, completely. Setting it as a law. Imagine we just went about setting laws. Like, oh my gosh. This will be a funny world like it is right now. Wow. With this situation with Mars and just this whole COVID situation in general, as I said, I think it's, promoting a society where your fellow neighbor is going to be basically an agent for the state. Yes. Where it's like you have people within society policing other people. And that's how it's being done through these, psychological manipulation and basically guilt tripping. Do you see what that's how that's emotional? Exactly. Emotional manipulation, guilt tripping. That's who does that? Narcissists,
psychopaths. Oh, right, exactly. Right. Well, there we go. We was like, we just went there. Exactly. And as I said, it's just making people feel bad. Like, well, as you said, if I don't wear a mask, if you don't wear a mask, you don't care about other people. Do you see what I'm saying? I think an advert that I just saw today basically had someone wearing a mask and he looked like a lad. Do you know what I mean? That's how I describe him. He looked like a lad and the slogan was I wear this to protect my mates. Do you see what? So it's like they're targeting, it's like people different demographics are being targeted in the language that is going to affect them. Do you see what I'm saying? Something that's going to resonate with them. And
our young people already have a lot of confidence issues. Everyone, I think, really out there. There's a lot of digs so to just doubt your own being, even the way you think. Yeah, and your intuition, which is even it's a deeper knowing than
than I'm thinking. Do you see what I'm saying? It's
know thyself.
Exactly. It's a deeper knowing, and when you're going against that, when it's just that thing, something doesn't feel right. This doesn't feel right. This isn't the way things should be.
And they even say, like, looking at people, you can't. It might be an invisible illness or whatever. Even like saying illness, like taking it away, but like people have stuff within that you cannot see as to the reason why. And even just simply by saying no shouldn't really be triggering people the way that it is, because at the end of the day we don't have to agree with everything that someone else says
completely,
but it doesn't mean that we're enemies because I don't agree with you. Like, and this is something that I think people need to understand.
Totally. Oh, totally.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Like, even like, back on the topic of like masks, people that are wearing that, like, they could be making me feel anxious because I can't see you anymore. Like, I'm used to being able to talk to whoever. Do you know what I mean? People, like, a guy said to me on the train, like, oh, you like what you see? After that, I was thinking, I can't even see your face. But do I like
I don't know what I can see.
Innit? Do you know what I mean? Like, but there's just so many aspects that just filter out, and
it's like I popped to Brent Cross yesterday. Had to go top up on my Mac. My sisters and my queens out there will relate. And you know, the lady in the store, you know, she had what I wanted, and so I smiled behind my mask, and then I was like, oh, I smiled, but you couldn't see it. So, you know, we had a little giggle with each other. Do you know what I mean? I'm smiling. Thanks, you had it. Like, I was like, oh, you couldn't see that I was smiling.
Oh, you see?
Yeah, but you know, you can still find ways, you know, through communication to make a connection with people. But, you know, as I said, you know, that the mask, what it symbolizes is, you know, silence and separation.
Deep rooted.
Yeah, so many different things, and people's inability to speak at the moment. And in fact, it's just come to me now, like, it's like my spirit just said to me, I guarantee, you know, and I may do a talk on this about how I bet there's going to be so many issues with people regarding the throat area. There's going to be so many issues with people's throats, people's voices, people's teeth, and people's mouths, because that, you know, that throat chakra is being, you know, choked, basically.
Targeted.
Do you see what I'm saying? So many people are going to have issues with this because they're not able to express themselves anymore and express their discontent with what's going on within our society at the moment.
It's so true.
Yeah.
Because then you're the one that stands out, and you're the one that is, like, you know, getting that energy pointed at you. And there's only so much you can take. Even, I was just about to say light worker, because like looking up the definition of light, well, look it up. But I was just thinking of, like, you know, black and white, the meaning, this is the way my brain connects. You know, I went from light, but from white and black. White means light, and dark means, what was it? It's absorbed too much light, or something like that. The darkness. Yeah.
But that's, I can hear it, because you see, you know, the darkness, the kind of black is, it is the all colours. Do you see what I'm saying? Where white is the absence of all colour. Do you see what I'm saying? So within the dark, that encompasses all colour.
It doesn't say that. Do you get what I mean? When you research, and this is things that are taught. This is things that people read in the dictionaries all the time. But then obviously you've learnt that, like you say, some things come out from within, from like a spiritual kind of, I don't know, or oomph. Something just clicks to you, you know what I mean? Yeah. So you discovered that and you accept that. Yeah. And there's people out there that read this and believe it and think that, yes, anything that's black is like just full of darkness, you're bad. Yeah. That's where all these stigmas come from, when people see a black person, oh, you in a gang. Yeah. Like
stereotypes. Yeah, definitely. So. But to be honest, you know, something like that, you know, if you probably think back to your primary school, you know, when we did painting and we did mixing paints and stuff like that, you know, imagine if you mixed a whole bunch of different colors together. Do you know what I mean? Your reds and your purples and your greens and your blues and whatever it is, it's going to come out dark. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I mean? So really, you kind of get that kind of science lesson from very young, but, you know, propaganda and programming can be so strong that it can sometimes, you know, disconnect you from what makes, you know, what we call supposedly common sense or different things like that. Yeah, which I call it uncommon sense.
Yeah,
to be honest.
I don't believe in
no, it's common.
Yeah,
It's
I don't think so. Even when people say, what do you mean? Like, because what we're taught is backwards anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Guys, can you believe that we're at the end of the third part?
No,
we got one part left, guys.
No.
That is
no.
Exactly. That is how quick the show can go. So I hope you guys have been enjoying it. We certainly have. And so make sure you stay tuned for the final part, and we will be back in about 2 minutes.
Relaks Radio. Whoa, Relaks Radio.
আপনি হয়তোবা জানেন না যে রেডিও অ্যাডভার্টাইজমেন্ট ইজ 4 times more powerful than any other media. রিল্যাক্স রেডিওতে যদি অ্যাডভার্টাইজ করতে চান তাহলে আমাদেরকে আজই যোগাযোগ করুন on 020-7474-9292. আমাদের সাথে অ্যাডভার্টাইজ করুন from £99 a month. Increase your business by advertising on Relax Radio.
It's time for a show on Relax Radio. It talks about me and you. It's time for a show on Relax Radio. It talks about me and you. So listen to us, 24 hours, and let the happiness come to you on Relax Radio. Tune in to Relax Radio.
It has been too long. No one has taken the initiative to know who you are and what you do. Well, Relax proudly presents Relax Media to unite and expose all media-related personalities under one umbrella. If you are an artist or maybe you're looking for one, look no further. Log on to www.relaxmedia.com. RELAKS media.com. In return, you get a free webpage and exposure to wider fan appreciation and contacts. Also, optional personal manager. Don't delay.
Relaks Radio.
Welcome back to the final part, guys. So I can't believe it's gone so quickly, to be honest, but when you're talking about a great topic and you're talking about it with a great guest, that's just what happens.
Yes, you know.
So in fact, guys, I just wanted to mention to you, I did say I would. So I think the correct term for women who you know, are sent out to, you know, deal with these men or to seduce men are called honey trappers. So I think that's the correct term that I was looking for previously.
Honey trappers.
So I thought honey trappers. So I thought I'd just throw that out for you guys there. And so for the last part of the show, one direction that I wanted to go, and I just wanted to touch on a bit further on featureism and texturism. And basically, you know, it's in the actual words themselves. Featureism is about seeing certain features as more attractive than other features. And so usually it's seeing more maybe Europeanized features as more attractive than, you know, someone from say an African Caribbean phenotype. So, and then texturism, as we kind of touched on before, seeing certain hair textures particularly as better than other textures. Do you see what I'm saying? So so I just wanted to give you guys those definitions because I thought it was important there. Do you want to say anything at this point, Be Wild?
What, on both?
On both, or what comes to mind with you? Do you want to go a little bit deeper on them?
Yeah, of course. Because obviously with the featurism, to do with your features.
Yeah.
Is that right now, in these times, because we're always talking about the past, let's talk about present. Like in these times right now, a lot of surgery is going on, and again, that's supporting the economics. Yeah, the economical world in I don't know, you know, gaining their fun. Yeah, well, yeah, there we go. Thank you. You know, and but then again, it's working on people who have insecurities about themselves. That they're the targets. Yeah, to change your shell. Yeah, the one that you was given.
The vehicle that you may have even chose. Right, exactly.
Yeah.
To have a particular type of experience here on this planet.
I like, everything she just said. That. Exactly that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like, I felt that. Like, thank you. And, well, sorry, my head just went like, like, I got lost now. What was we saying?
Well, I just touched on, you know, that in, you know, a lot of ancient African spirituality, that's what we were originally taught, is that we chose to be here at this particular time, in this particular reality. Do you see what? In this particular vehicle? Because as a being, as a spiritual being, as a soul being, you wanted to have a particular type of experience that would give you particular lessons that you needed to evolve. Do you see what I'm saying?
Shortcuts, and now you're trying to take a shortcut and, you know, force things. Remember, when you force things, it creates friction. We're not made here. We're not made to force things or anything. Everything should flow like water. Bruce Lee always says that, innit? Like that's his thing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh,
Take
so
the
does.
form of water. Yeah. Flow like water. Water changes and adapts to its environment. Yeah. But it accepts that it's water. Yeah. It knows that it's water.
Oh wow, it is so powerful. You know, because I remember a Bruce Lee quote, and it's basically, you know, if you put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Do you see what I'm saying? If you put it in something else, it becomes that, but it's always water. And you know, water. I think one day we're probably gonna have to talk about that.
Water.
Just water by itself. The power of water. The science of water. This miracle substance, which you know, seems to link, you know, dimensions and you know, different things.
Stop it. I'm like, stop it.
And in fact, our own bodies are 70% water, so and our planet is about 70% water. So if that alone doesn't make you think that there's some kind of correlation between us and Mother Earth,
come on. Made of the same juices.
Exactly. Down to some of the same proportions. And you know, there's only what 5 elements. On everything is made of those 5 elements. You know.
You know.
Wow. Exactly. It's powerful. It's really powerful. And in fact, we even touched on the other day when we were speaking about breathing. Yeah, so these are shows that are going to be coming up soon, and it literally, do you know, certain things just come to me. I'm thinking of calling it the science series, and it's going to be the science of water, the science of breathing, and you guys know I like to do things in 3, so there'll probably be another part to that as well. Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, is looking like I'm coming. I'm coming. I got stuff to say about that.
Whoa. Damn, my mind is just going bing, 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 bing.
Oh, I can't wait for that. I absolutely can't wait for that. And what you were saying about insecurities is so true. You know, really and truly, the plastic surgery, cosmetic surgery industry, just generally, not even plastic surgery or cosmetic surgery, just like the cosmetic industry in general, makeup industry, it's really built on, highlighting people's insecurities and making them want to change those things. And I don't think it makes a person weak for being susceptible to the programming. You see, I believe the more that you are able to understand and see your own programming, the more your consciousness expands. It's people who say I'm not programmed who are the most programmed. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like people who say, I know it all. Like any of you who are, mums and dads out there and have got teenagers, when your teenagers say to you, or they're acting like they know, or you're really thinking, nothing, right? It's the same with anyone else. When someone gets to a stage in life where they're behaving as though they know it all, that's where you know that there's a level of ignorance within them, because the wise person knows that there's so much more to learn. You see what I mean? So
Always.
As I said, it's the way of this the society that we're living in, this civilization that we're living in. And as I said, to be strong during this time is something that's not necessarily easy to do. Do you see what I'm saying? So as I said, it's not about judging people or even judging ourselves. Forgiveness really is a gift that we have to give to ourselves every single day.
Yes, we do.
Totally. We can be so unkind to ourselves, and the more compassion that we're able to give ourselves, the more compassion we're able to give to other people. And I just wanted to mention to you guys as well a couple other points is firstly, Kemet in also known as ancient Egypt, they were very much known for, even men, of being very expressive with their hair. Do you see what I'm saying? A lot of these, head dressings that we sometimes see on, mummies and different things like that, sometimes they were wigs that they had created. Do you see what I'm saying? They were also used as a way to protect themselves from the glaring sun and different things like that. It's the same with today. Sometimes you don't want to cut or mess around with your actual natural hair, but you want to have a different styles.
Protective hairstyling.
Exactly.
Protective.
Exactly. So you would do different things, and even the men, sometimes you would see them with the long beards. These long beards. Sometimes the men were growing out their beards, and it was hair that they were plaiting, and that's what we were seeing. So as I said, there's hair can be such a big symbol and way of expressing yourselves. And as I said, we've kind of been pushed into a trap of
hair free.
Yeah, exactly. Pushed into these hair traps.
Like literally.
And my last point, which I wanted to talk about before we close out, and before Be Wild says her last words as well, is something called the Hegelian dialect. And this is something that I hear one of you guys probably are familiar with me saying this, one of my favorite YouTubers mentioned quite a lot, which is Ralph Smart Infinite Waters. And it basically, the Hegelian dialect is basically problem, reaction, solution. And it is a mechanism which is used to control society. So even with what we're facing with Corona right now, it's basically, well, oh my gosh, we've got this virus. And then the reaction is outrage, fear, and all of these different things. Solution, we've got the vaccine. But understand that was always the objective. They knew the end from the beginning, you see. But in order to move and manipulate people into the way that you want them to go, you have to create these kind of circumstances. Because if you just came out and said, oh, we've got a vaccine, most people are like, well, we don't need it.
Like they did.
Exactly, we don't need that.
Just like in the forest in the Amazon, when they're protecting the land. Oh my God, I'm going.
Girl, we don't have that much time. We might have to hit
the land.
Yeah,
I'll just finish the sentence.
Let her do her last piece. Let her do her last piece. Yeah.
The forest is on fire. The Amazon, the rainforest is on fire. Our lungs of the earth is on fire after they won their court case because they took it to court. Dot, dot, dot. There's not even a full stop. Dot, dot, dot. Go and do your research.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gosh, guys, well, I want to thank Be Wild for being here as usual. This has been such an interesting topic, such an interesting talk. We hope you guys have enjoyed it. I know that there was a lot of content in there which will make you think or question things or see things from a different vantage point, or even things that you disagree with. But that is what healthy, honest discussion is all about. It's about bringing it to the table. And, you know, as emotionally mature beings and mentally mature beings, that we should be able to bring these types of topics to the table of society and be able to have these discussions without hating each other and you know, belittling each other and different things like that, but to try and have these conversations with openness and love. So that's what we're definitely sending out to you guys. Please go on to our Facebook page, our Relaks Radio Facebook page. Check out the video, which will be uploaded very shortly, and please leave your opinions, comments, your views and your own experiences. We love to get interactive with you guys. So have you said everything to the viewers just before I close out?
I think what I want to say today is that we grow the most through our uncomfortability. So let's start getting uncomfortable, but obviously following our intuition with it. Not uncomfortable in the sense where we're putting ourselves in danger, but in the sense of that we're going to grow through what we go through.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Definitely, we grow through what we go through. So I want to thank this beautiful queen for being here again today. This has been your girl Kayla Rose, and this has been Soul Seed, the show which is dedicated to taking you to new levels of you. I want to wish you guys a fantastic rest of your week. You will be seeing me again on Sunday, and as usual, until then, much love and stay blessed.
Relaks Radio.